Finding the roots of this one can be done with factoring. Let's do it. I'm going to set this equal to 0 because that's where the x-intercepts occur, right? Well, the roots, the zeros, the solutions. Let's factor. X to the fourth is x squared times x squared. 20 is 4 times 5. To be more specific, it's negative 4 times negative 5, which will give us positive 20, but add together to give us the negative 9 in the middle that we need. At this point, we will factor. Should we? It's up to you. Okay, we have a couple options here. We can factor and make this x plus 2x minus 2, but what are you going to do here? X plus what? Okay, x plus 2, because it's the square root of 4. X minus 2, square root of 4. Square root of 5, what's the square root of 5? 2 point something, 2.3 something, I think. So the square root of 5 is, well, we're going to write it in terms of just simplest radical form, so it's just the square root of 5. So we can factor, and I want to, but if you don't want to write the next step, it's fine, because I'm going to do it a different way. So I could say this is x plus 2, x minus 2, and then this is x. That's not a perfect square. I'll make it a perfect square by talking about irrational numbers. There we go. And we're going to have 4 solutions, and there they are. 2, negative 2, negative 2, positive 2, negative square root of 5, positive square root of 5, and these are our final answers right here. X equals plus or minus 2, plus or minus the square root of 5, because I would set each of these equal to 0, each of these factors equal to 0, and solve it. Now, the other strategy is to skip this step and just go ahead and set each factor equal to 0 and solve. And that gives me x squared equals 4. So x equals the square root of 4, plus or minus. That should be a 2, and it's not. That was tragic. And then we're going to add the 5, so x squared equals 5. And then x equals the square root of 5, but because we've square rooted, it's going to be positive or negative. So it's the same idea there. If we were to graph it, there's several ways to go about this one. If we were to graph this one, we would have 4 x-intercepts, truly, 4 of them, and 2 of them are rather obvious, negative 2 and positive 2. The other 2 are negative 2.236 and positive 2.236. A minute ago I said the square root of 5 was 2.3. I was wrong. It's 2.236. And on and on and on. So we're in a situation where we have something that looks irrational, so we would have to explore it further. Another strategy we could do that I'm not going to do because we're going to do it on some of the other ones, is we would say, oh, well, I know these 2, negative 2 and positive 2, and I would divide them out of the original function, divide one of them out, take what's left, divide the other one out. We'd be left with a quadratic, and then use the quadratic formula on that, or just solve what remains. So, just making sure I wrote my answers. I did. Okay, that's it.